Hey, hey, how are you guys? All right, going to go ahead and get started. Appreciate you guys joining me for Wellness Wednesday, YouTube, Skool, Instagram, and Facebook. So, as always, I'm trying to give everybody a little bit of eye contact, all right? But we're going to be quick tonight, maybe 15 minutes, unless you guys have a lot of questions and whatnot. But yeah, let's get right into it. Again, welcome to Wellness Wednesdays. And tonight we're talking about your toxic ex plate. Okay. And this is about why you keep going back to the foods that don't love you back. So, this tonight is part of a series that I'm comparing the relationships that we have with humans and how it's very similar to the relationships that we have with food. Okay. All right. So earlier today, I posted a pretty engaging post. You guys responded pretty well to it. And it was asking about why you keep, if your plate was an X that you know is not good for you, what what does that plate look like? So essentially, why do you keep going back to the foods that you love that you know don't love you back? Okay. So some of us are in a relationship right now, and it's not necessarily with a person, it's with a plate. Okay. So just like your toxic ex, you already know how it's going to end. Okay. Whether it's temporary satisfaction, whether it's long term regret, whether it's bloating, fatigue, brain fog, guilt, somehow after all of that, we keep spinning back. And actually, let me make sure you guys can hear me. I'm sorry. Uh, all right. Sorry about that. Can you guys hear me now? Okay, good deal. All right. But even after the bloating, the fatigue, the guilt, brain fog, all of these kind of things, we keep going back to those foods that we love but don't love us back. So, why do we do that? Why do we do that? Because our food choices are rarely about the food itself. So, let me ask you guys, what toxic or what's your toxic ex food? You let me know. What's your toxic ex food? And as you guys chime in, I'm going to remember some of the posts that or the responses that you guys had earlier. It was a lot of sweets, desserts, specifically cookies. It was a lot of breads and pasta, fries, soda. Fried chicken was a popular one. The most popular one I think I saw was cheese. It was cheese. Okay. So, um, I don't know. It's something about our people and dairy. I don't know. But yeah, I was there myself. So I'll hopefully can give you guys some more insight before we get off the live tonight. So everyone has one. Mine used to be dairy. I used to run around the house eating blocks of cheese. So listen, I am not here to be perfect, but I am here to help you with your toxic relationship with food. Okay. So the question is really not what is your toxic ex food? The question really is why. Why do we keep answering when it calls? Why do we keep answering when it calls? Yes, exactly, right? Yes, because it's so many different reasons. Um, yeah, but we let's just keep on rolling. So I want to help you guys, okay? So let's talk about this. Let's talk about toxic people make you feel good fast, right? And then they hurt you later. So with toxic foods, it's really kind of the same pattern. They say, or we feel like some foods can seduce you with comfort and charge you in inflammation. Okay. It's definitely a quotable. Are you guys still tweeting out there? I don't know. But some foods can seduce us with comfort and charge us in inflammation. Okay. So again, compare the toxic relationship cycle. You miss it, you go back, you feel good, you regret it, you leave, and then you just repeat that same thing. And then with this, the food cycle is very similar. You have the craving, you eat it, you feel good, you crash, you regret, and then you start over on Monday. Sound familiar? Exactly, yes. So, how many Mondays are you guys going to start over? How many times? All right, if you've ever started over 50, 11 times, maybe the problem is not discipline. Maybe the problem is not discipline. Maybe it's attachment. And that right there is strong because food holds memory. Grandma's cake, movie popcorn, Sunday dinners, breakfast cereals. So you're not always craving the food. Sometimes you're craving the memory that's attached to it. And that's the part that hits really deep. Okay. So in my program, I have a 13-week step-by-step program, and I gave this example of when I was going back and forth between trying to fix my relationship with food and trying to eat more plants. I wasn't necessarily trying to be vegan or anything like that, but I was definitely trying to eat a little bit less of the foods that I know is hurting me personally. Okay. So I gave an example of how I was in the grocery store and everything was fine. Like I just, everything was fine. And then I passed the cereal aisle, and I passed it many times before, and I've gotten off of my cereal addiction. And but that one particular day, and I hadn't had cereal in years, but that one particular day, I passed by it, I stopped, and I backed up, and I looked down the aisle, and I was like, huh, that blue and orange box is calling me. Do you guys know that blue and orange box? Anybody? Exactly, Tony the Tiger. Yes. Okay. And I looked at that box, and I could have sworn Tony just came off the box and was like, "Hey, we're still great." And I was just like, "Okay, let me get this box and put it in my basket." I don't know why. I just grabbed it and I put it in my basket. I was visiting my mother's house, so I got to her house and I immediately grabbed 2 bowls, got some milk, and I poured a bowl. It was gone in minutes. Without thinking, I got another bowl, poured it within seconds, and ate that second bowl just as fast. And then the only reason why I paused on that third bowl is because I ran out of milk. So within seconds from finishing that second bowl of cereal and to running out of milk, and I'm just sitting there just watching TV because I'm like, all right, ain't nothing else to do. Within minutes, you guys, I could feel my blood rushing. Just I could hear it just pounding through my head, my heart, my chest. I thought this was going to be it. I thought I was going to be done. I thought I was going to be laid out on the floor, and I thought that's how my life was going to end. I really truly did. And I was like, this guy, like over 2 bowls of cereal, this is how I'm going to go? But guess what? Just like I told you guys before, I had been, I think I had been having no meat, no dairy, or anything for about 4 or 5 months straight at that point. And so my system was cleaner than it had been before, because before that I could eat a box or 2 of cereal and no problem, didn't feel anything. But at this particular time, since I was eating cleaner, I heard my body in a different way. So the interesting part is the cleaner that we eat, the more we can actually hear the communication that our body tries to give us. And it kind of knocks a lot louder, right? The best way that I can explain this is that if you have 2 pipes, you get one that you've had for 20 years, say you got it off of an old rusty car, and it's damaged on the inside, outside, it's got sludge all in it, all kinds of stuff, it's rusted out. And then you buy a brand new one from a Home Depot or something like that, right? So you're looking through the old one and you're pouring sludge down it. It's going to take a lot longer for the sludge to get through, if it does at all, because it's been there before. But then you take a brand new one, pour sludge down it, and it comes out immediately because it's pretty clean. So that's the first time that I understood clean eating, is because the cleaner that you eat, the more you can feel the BS that you put in your body. Okay? But I hope you guys can understand that. All right. Okay. Got some hearts. I appreciate that. All right. So with me going down that cereal aisle, that's basically how marketing works. Okay. Me seeing Tony the Tiger, the orange and the blue, which I was actually visiting my mom, staying at her house. The high school that I went to, the colors are blue and orange. So it's a lot of memories going on there, right? So marketing, especially food marketing, works very similar to this. So Edward Bernays, if you guys have never heard of him, you definitely want to Google him and look him up. He was the nephew of Sigmund Freud, obviously who they call the father of psychology. But he basically twisted his his uncle's psychology work, and he was able to kind of, put it in a way to where emotional association will shape your behavior. Okay. And that essentially just means it's like, okay, if I can tug on someone's emotions, I can basically make them buy X, Y, and Z just because of that whole emotions thing that make them tied to a particular brand or a product. Okay. So really, they don't sell food. They sell memories. They sell identity. They sell belonging. And that's what got me at that particular day. Okay. So when stress rises, your discipline usually drops. I'll say that again. When stress rises, your discipline will usually drop because the body is looking for comfort. It's looking for sugar, salt, fat, fast dopamine, mental like any kind of emotions are tied to times when you were a child, when things were simpler for most children, right? But as far as dopamine is just something that's less a quick hit that your brain just already knows and knows that it likes. So your brain remembers relief quicker than consequences. So when you are in a stressful state, your body is not like, oh, let's do something that's very healthy for us. No, that's not how the brain and the body works. It's like, give me something quick, give me something that felt good the last time that we did it, and that's what we're going to do. So this whole discipline, this whole willpower and motivation thing, it's kind of silly because it just does not work long term. And when it doesn't work, most people just, they get down on themselves and they just don't understand why they're like this. So this is really huge because this is where identity comes in. If you say or think things like, oh, I'm a bread person, or I just love cheese and I can't do without it, I need my coffee to start my day, I want you to challenge those thoughts. First of all, stop saying it out loud. That's number one. Stop saying it out loud. Think it. Okay, I'm gonna work with you on your rewiring of your thoughts, but definitely stop in your tracks by saying it out loud. I can't start my day without coffee. BS. That's crazy. Okay. So start to challenge yourself, and that's one way to do it. Saying that you can't start your day without cheese, without cheese. With some of you guys may cheese, but you can't start your day without coffee, or you just love cheese, and cheese is in your family, and it's cultural, and all these kind of things. That's not really identity. That's conditioning. Okay, so what if the thing that you call your favorite food is actually your strongest dependency? Let that sit for a second. What if the thing that you called your favorite food is actually your strongest dependency? let's talk about some red flags of toxic relationships. Okay. Red flag number one, you hide it. You hide it. Eating in the car, sneaking snacks. That was me at one point. I didn't, I was, talking about how healthier that I'm getting, how much better that I feel. But every now and then, Taco Bell called my name. Um, what else called my name? Popeye sometimes, or fried chicken from anywhere pretty much. They called my name. And so, because those aren't the healthiest foods, I would be eating in my car because I just got through telling everybody how much healthy I am. So I can't let them see me eating fast food. So that's red flag number one. If you are eating in your car and you're sneaking your snacks. Red flag number two, you start negotiating with yourself. You start negotiating with yourself. You start saying, I'll start tomorrow, I'll start Monday, I'll start January, I'll start next year, whatever. Whatever the negotiation is, that's a red flag. Okay? Red flag number three, you feel bad after. You feel bad after eating it. You feel bad after, saying that you're going to start on Monday, but you don't, and you keep flipping back and forth. You feel bloated, you feel tired, you feel guilty, which a lot of those kind of things, we don't spend enough time focusing on how the foods make us feel after eating it. We only stay focused on how we remember it tasted the last time. And if we actually kind of separate the two, we can begin having a healthier relationship with food. But if we remember the bloating, that it made our skin break out, that it makes us feel like horrible or give us gas or give us diarrhea or makes us want to throw up if it's alcohol or gives us a headache, those kind of things. We think about that more than how it's going to taste. We can start to heal our relationship with food. Okay? Yeah, right? Okay, so somebody said they were able to stop their French fry addiction by thinking about those things. Um, but you have more to work on. Okay, that's okay. Don't try to do so many different foods at one time. Focus on one thing at a time, just like a relationship with a human. It usually doesn't work when you're trying to juggle multiple relationships. Focus on one at a time and you'll be more successful at that. Okay? All right. Let's talk about some more red flags. Let's see. Red flag number 4, know your triggers. Know your triggers. Okay? Sometimes a lot of people overeat or they stress eat because they're lonely, because they're bored, because it's a celebration and you're supposed to drink, you're supposed to overeat and have this cake and have all this and that. No, what are your triggers? And when you know what's going to trigger you, you're able to prepare ahead of time. If you're going to a party where there's going to be a lot of food and you don't want to overeat, or you know there's not going to be a lot of healthy food for you, eat before you go. And the more full that you feel, it's not that you won't eat at all when you get to that party. You may eat a lot less. More than likely, you will eat a lot less. Okay? Whatever that it is, just think ahead of time before you get yourself into that situation. And let's talk about one more red flag. You keep going back despite the evidence. You keep going back despite the evidence. So if a person treated you the way that foods make you feel, if a person treated you the way that foods make you feel, your friends would probably stage an intervention. Okay? So think about the foods that you love that don't love you back. All right? Who wants to be in a relationship with a person that it's only one-sided? You love them and they don't love you. How long would you stay in that relationship? I know a lot of people actually that do that. But let's start thinking smarter about this. You don't want to be in a one-sided relationship, okay? It's okay to love food, but love food that love you back. So let's talk about how your body has been communicating with you, okay? Um, Heart attacks don't start at the heart attack. Does that make sense? Heart attacks don't start at the heart attack. Type 2 diabetes don't start at the diagnosis. Digestive dysfunction don't start when you finally feel it. It does not start there. Your body whispers first. Whether it's bloating, whether it's constipation, whether it's acid reflux, whether it's skin issues, whether it's fatigue, whether it is sleep changes, whether it's mood swings, those are conversations that your body is trying to have with you, but you keep shutting it up by stuffing these pills down your throat. Symptoms are conversations, okay? So the body speaks in whispers before it starts to scream at you. So, what has your body been trying to tell you? What has your body been trying to tell you? Let me know. You get acid reflux. Exactly. Yes, this right here, this pain right here. That think about it this way. You're eating some food, spicy usually. Um, I don't know. It just causes inflammation, right? You're trying to stuff it down and you're swallowing it, right? And guess what? Your body's like, we don't like this. So it comes back up. That's part of your body saying that we don't like this. But we're like, oh, we just beat our chest, we massage it, and we put these pills down our bodies like, oh no, you can take it, it's fine. No, your body is literally telling you, we don't like this, and it's trying to get it back up. But we keep stuffing it back down more and more and more. I'm not getting on you directly, but there's so many people that are dealing with that, and they're like, no, this is just how it is. No. Listen to your body before it starts screaming at you. Okay? Headaches, burps, gas. These are not little things that just all of a sudden happen. This is not just how your body works. Your body is always talking to you. We are in the middle of a 40-day liquid fast. And a lot of people are saying, well, not a lot of people, but some people that have never fasted before, they were asking why their skin is having all these different reactions. Well, when you start to, well, let me take it back. When you're eating a lot of junk food, a lot of foods that don't benefit you, and then you start to eat cleaner, those toxins are coming up and out. And it may show up as skin issues. It has to come up and out before it can leave your body. So it's not that, oh, this is not working for me because my skin is getting worse. No, it's coming up and out. So it's showing you, it's actually telling you that this is actually working. So that's more of a symptom of the body detoxing. Okay. So that's a good thing. When you're eating and you burp, you're more than full. So here's a tip for you. Try to drink at least 12 to 16 ounces of water 30 minutes before you're about to eat a meal. That'll help you control your eating and make you fuller faster and not dehydrate you. It'll help with the hydration part. Okay. So this is how you break up for real, for real. Okay. You guys ready to know how to break up? All right. So step number 1, name your ex. Literally, yes. Name your ex out loud. Okay. Is it French fries? Is it bread? Is it cookies? Whatever that it is. All right. Step number 2, know when they call. Know when they call. If you are a person that dates men, especially, men have a routine. Men have a routine. I noticed this 20 years ago from one of the first guys that I dated that um as an adult that I considered that I was in love with. And I realized that when he fell off of his routine, I knew something was up. I was like, yeah, you probably playing around because it was a long distance relationship too. And so he would usually call at the same time. Just a lot of things that were routinal. And when he fell off of that routine, I knew somebody was pretty much taking my place. So anyway, when it comes to the food, food has a routine because we have a routine. Whether we go to work at the same time, we go work out at the same time, or we go to certain places, particular day of the week, we have a routine as well. So you usually have a stressor or stressors that come up pretty much at the same time of the day or at the same time of the week. So know that and understand that. Start journaling, start writing things down so you can record it and see that. Look at the emotions, look at the environment, look at all those things of what can help you understand your, knowing when the breakup, the food that you're trying to break up with is going to call. Okay. Step number 3, you want to interrupt the pattern. Interrupt the pattern. Not by perfection, but just pattern interruption, okay? Whether, say the cookies are calling your name, you want to go for a walk, or you want to drink some water because thirst, a lot of times we're dehydrated. Thirst can show up as a hunger, but we're actually dehydrated. So before you snack on something, pick up a glass of water, try to get 12 to 16 ounces of water down. Don't gulp it down because that's when you mess with the digestive system. Try to sip on it slowly so you don't engulf a lot of air. But try to drink water before you drink or eat a snack. Okay. Work on your alkalizing breaths. I have a 1 minute YouTube video on how to properly do an alkalizing breath. Okay, I do this 3 times a day, and since I've been practicing consistently, my cravings for a lot of the foods, chips, and sweets have calmed down tremendously. Also, taking your sea moss. Shout out to Crush Foster and Tyresha Nelson. That's who I get my sea moss from. Okay, send me a message if you can't find those two on Instagram or Facebook. Okay, but do your alkalizing breaths every day. Practice them every day. Whenever I tell people that and they're like, oh, I tried that a couple of times, it didn't work for me. Do you think Michael Jordan only went to practice twice? No. The great athletes have been playing, most of them have been playing since they were little, could barely walk, and they have practiced all the way up into the NBA. And even when they got to the NBA, they practiced some more. And they had a coach. So if food is not your thing and you don't think that you can spend a whole lot of time on this, invest into a coach that can actually help you expedite you and get you to your goals a whole lot quicker. Okay. But if not, and you don't have necessarily the resources, really I could really just say you cannot not invest in yourself. But again, if you want to keep doing it yourself, that's totally fine. It's going to take a lot longer to get there, but it can be done. Okay. That's why I come on live and give you guys some free tips. Um, but yeah, do your walking, do your water, do your alkalizing breaths, drink some tea. Sometimes that could be a great replacement for a snack. And then step number 4, when you're trying to break up your bad relationship with food, you want to create some distance. You want to create some distance because you can't heal while staying in daily contact. Sometimes you just because the phone is ringing, that don't mean you got to answer. So, what that means then with food, just because your body is craving something, that don't mean you have to respond to it by giving it what you think that it needs. Similar to a little baby. Parents will tell you by the second born that whenever the child cried, they don't rush right into the baby because they recognize with the first one, whenever they did that, they spoiled the kid. So sometimes ignore what the cravings are calling for. Okay. So, yeah, just because your body is craving something, that don't mean you have to immediately respond. Do your alkalizing breaths and all the other things that we just talked about. All right, and then the last step is build a new relationship with yourself. Build a new relationship with yourself because many food problems are self-soothing problems. Let me say that again. Many food problems are self-soothing problems. And that's the deeper work that we're going to get into. Okay. We can go deeper on that another time. Let me know how you guys feel about the information that you've been given so far. And you got to actually work on it. Listening to me is great. I appreciate it. When you subscribe to my channel, I definitely appreciate that. That actually gives me more ammo to give you guys some more free tips. So please like and comment and subscribe right now if you can. But do the work. You have to do the work. This is not magic. You have to do the work. Okay? Breaking up with food is not punishment, it's self respect. It's self respect. So it's choosing peace over temporary pleasure, freedom over familiarity, healing over habit. Okay? That's the real work that we're doing. So, as you guys already know, I don't believe in being perfect or anything like that. But the goal is to become aware enough to stop betraying yourself. So, if you guys are tired of breaking up every Monday or every beginning of the year and getting back together with that food on Friday, that's exactly why Fed Up exists. Okay? So, I want you guys to drop your toxic X food below. What keeps spinning you on the block? What did I just say? What keeps spinning you on the block? I don't know. What keeps spinning the block on you is what I meant to say. Yeah, I just heard myself after I said it. All right. What keeps spinning the block on you? What emotion calls it back into your life? What emotion usually calls it back into your life? Stress from work. Okay. I'm not here to tell you guys what to do with the things that are causing you stress, like your job. I'm not going to tell you to quit, like, not my place at all. Not trying to get anybody homeless out here, but there's better ways to deal with whatever is stressing you, for sure. Okay. And again, those alkalizing breaths, they definitely work. All right. People, everybody, everybody stresses you. I understand. I get it. I am an introvert. It took me a long time to want to get on lives and start teaching, but I actually started enjoying it. And yeah, that's why I'm here. So yeah, did that help you guys? Please let me know. Let me know. But yeah, but you have to do these first beginning steps in order to see major changes on how you break up your relationship with food for good. Now, again, I was raised in the deep south, loved eating chitlins, fried chicken, everything, bacon, ham, whatever, everything on the pig from the rooty to the tooty. And I'll be 50 this year. And I just broke up with these foods about 8 years ago. I have zero desire of bringing those back ever. Like, ever. I don't. So it takes work though. It took me multiple years back and forth because I didn't have like the structure that I created inside of my program Fed Up. But now I've helped a lot of clients break up with their toxic relationship with foods that no longer serve them. And I know I can help you guys. So I would love to help you guys that are listening. And we can start out by doing a free 30-minute consultation. Just click the link on my website, drdenisithinks.com, and just click on the free consultation for first timers out there and get yourself booked so we can figure this out. But you're starting over every Monday, every year, all these other kind of things, it's the same old thing every single day, like a freaking groundhog. You're probably not going to get there by yourself. Like that's part of being able to break free, is being honest with yourself. If you're not honest with yourself, you're not going to be honest to me, and I won't be able to help you. But you got to start being honest with yourself first. All right. If you want to go deeper before you do the one-on-one with me, no problem. Join my school. I give some free tips inside of there as well. There's a lot of my members that are inside of my program there, and you can ask them questions to see if it's really working and if it's worth it and all this kind of stuff. But in the beginning of the program, it's rarely about food itself. Like I said, it's about all kind of things all around you. And part of my program is that you get access to a certified life coach who is an amazing. Oh, she's so dope. But she'll give you therapy for a year, so that's part of the program. And then I have three master herbalists that I work with because at some point you're going to need some of that additional natural healing in your life as well. So whether you're joining our group detox or you just want to do your own cleanse, whatever, that's part of the program as well as my 13-week step-by-step program on how to break bad for good. Okay. But I hope to see you guys next time, and I appreciate you guys joining me here. See ya.